So right from your sit bones, where they are completely supported by the earth, by whatever it is you're sitting on, keeping your pelvis relaxed but strong. And your pelvis is your foundation here for your spine, rising up, tall and strong as well, and long, so giving yourself as much space as you can between the vertebrae. Long neck, and lifting your chin a little so that we lengthen through the back and the front. Think about if you're holding on to any tension in your thighs, in your belly, in your chest. Just scanning around your body, noticing how you feel. And with yoga, when we are noticing how we feel, we're also noticing what our internal voice is saying about that feeling. So an example would be, oh, I've just had lunch. I'm feeling a bit full. Oh, why did I eat so much? Why did I not remember that I had yoga? So all those are sort of slightly critical. So instead it would be, oh, I feel a little full. Okay, and how's my chest? Nice and open and relaxed. And how's my neck? A little bit of tension there. Just moving away from any kind of analysis or judgment into completely resting with just being observant, just noticing. We don't need the whys, we don't need the shoulds or the coulds or the may haves, none of that. Just what is. And then let's bring in some nice deep breaths. So the one thing you can do, no matter what else is going on for you, is breathe. So as you breathe in, see if you can lengthen through the sides of your body. Lengthen through the back and lengthen through the front. So you're taking that column of your body almost as if you're rising up with each in-breath and then bringing it gently back again, but not allowing it to slump or slouch. Keeping that length. Think about the crown of your head beaming upwards. And now we move on from the physical body and you start to observe how you're feeling in your emotional and mental spheres of being. How are you feeling today? And again, trying to detach and just notice and observe. And taking away the labeling of good feelings and bad feelings. And just noticing them all as being feelings and emotions. And a bit like spectrum of colors, it would be a dull world if we took away some of the colors. So we need that whole range of emotions. We need the hard ones, and we need the tricky ones, we need the complicated ones, and we need the happy, joyful, easier ones. We want to be full human beings with the full range of human experience. And while you're noticing your emotional state without any criticism or judgment, just pure noticing, still keep those nice, deep, even, steady breaths going and try and lengthen your out breath now. So we're going to do a counted breath together. We're going to breathe in for 4 and out for 6. And in and out. And in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. And in and out. And in and out. And as you breathe out, allowing your shoulders to relax, allowing your chin to soften, your jaw to soften, and keep going at your own pace. If that pace worked for you, then count your 4 in and your 6 out. If it was too slow, then lengthen the breath. If it was too fast for you, or not enough time to take a deep breath in and out, then the other way around, I guess. Do what you need to do. Listen to your own body and your own sense of what is right for you. Noticing as you breathe in how that air feels in your nostrils, where you feel it through your nasal passage. Can you feel it in the back of your nose as you breathe in? How does it feel in your throat? How do your lungs feel and your chest and the size of your body as you expand as you breathe in? And how does everything feel as you breathe out? Well done, everybody. So let's gently open our eyes, dip your head, take your chin to your chest, and let's lengthen through the back of the neck. So keeping your torso as tall as you can, taking your chin to your chest. You want to feel a really lovely stretch in the back of the neck, around your shoulder blades, maybe right down your spine. And then we're going to do a little bit of a reverse on that one. So lift your chin all the way up. So drawing a line with your chin, a beautiful line from your chest up to the sky. Letting the back of your head come to the back of your neck. And now jut your chin out towards the sky. Feel any tension disappearing, sending your chin up as high as you can. Feel those muscles in your neck and throat. And relax. And then gently bring your head back to center. Let's take the head over. So right ear to right shoulder. Drop your head down. So the challenge here is try not to move your torso, just your head. And our heads are heavy things. There's a lot in there. There's a lot of skull and a lot of wonderful brain and face and hair and all the rest of it. So our necks can get tired, and we tend to do that awful thing of holding tension in our necks. And it is an awful thing because it stops us breathing properly as well. So we are right ear heading towards the right shoulder. We're resisting that temptation to bring the right shoulder up to your ear, just to give it that stretch in your neck. Okay, so now think about your nose and then send your nose forward, just down towards your feet, just a tiny bit. Can you feel that stretch in your neck transferring? And then we come back up again. And then just gently lifting your nose a little, bringing that stretch into the front here. Okay, so we start in the side, we move to the back, and then we come past the middle again into the front. And then back to where it was, and gently all the way back to center. The same thing on the other side. The left ear, left shoulder, trying not to move the shoulders, try to keep your fingers and your hands beautifully relaxed, at ease. And still keeping that length in your spine. Relax your thighs. Okay, now let's think about nose again. So pointing your nose down towards the ground, just a tiny bit. Really focusing on where that stretch is changing in your neck. And if, like me, you've been racing around, this is going to be just the most glorious feeling. Or maybe you've not been up for very long. Bring your nose back up again now. Taking it up just a little bit towards the ceiling. It may be that after a night's sleep, you've woken up with a little bit of stiffness in your neck. This is such a lovely stretch. And then come back to the midline again and back to center. Okay, so I think we've done a really lovely stretch. Now we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So keeping your body beautifully still, turn to look over your right shoulder. Now, how far can you go with this? Again, let's resist the temptation to move shoulders backwards and forwards. Take your chin past the midline if you can, and then look around behind you. And we're bringing the eyes in, as if there was somebody directly behind you and you wanted to see who they were. And then come back to center, all the way back to center, and then over to the other side. So this is a really strong stretch. Don't forget to bring your eyes into it, keep your chin a little bit raised, so we're not dipping your head. Well, we're not dipping your head. You're not dipping your head. None of us are dipping our heads. Sounds like a terrible nursery rhyme. So don't forget the eyes. Staring behind you. Keep your eyes wide. And release. Lovely. Let's breathe the hands up. Take them wide, 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 wide. Lovely, wide. And now tall. Reaching up. Okay, so bring your arms as close to your head as you need to. We want to get that length in the sides of the body. Reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. And then reaching forward. So if you're taking an in-breath, this is where you breathe out. Bring your hands to the ground in front of you. Stretch your fingers out. So spread your hands out as far as you can. Press your hands into the floor. Press your palms into the floor, your fingertips. Widen your shoulders. Take your shoulders wide. Taking your shoulder blades away from each other. Pressing your hands into the floor. And then let's just ease off. Come all the way up to sitting again. Okay, so we're going to take the hands forward this time. So take an inhale, push the hands forward. And out to the sides and as far behind you as you can. We're breathing out now. So opening your chest, send your chest up, so sternum up towards the ceiling, drop your hands down to the floor behind you and lean back on your hands, lean back on your arms. Stretch your chest up towards the ceiling. Let your head drop back. Now, if you need to arch your back a little here, go ahead and arch your back. The weight is on your hands behind you. And you're pushing into your hands to push your sternum forward and up. And release. Come back to sitting. So we made lots of space in the chest. We've opened up in the neck and the throat. So we're going to do a little bit of breath work here. A little bit of Nadi Shodhana. We've made so much space. Let's fill that space up. So with each breath, as deep as you can, as slow as you can. So Nadi Shodhana, fold in your first two fingers. There are different ways of doing this. And if you have a different way that you prefer, go ahead and do that. It's just that we want to be blocking one side and then the other. So we'll start by blocking the left nostril. And again, it's such a gentle pressure. You only need a tiny little bit of pressure there. So if you feel like you're moving your septum, you're pressing too hard, your nose shouldn't be moving across your face. So sitting up tall as always, and just breathing in through the right nostril. So let's start. Breathing in. Switch to breathe out. Breathing out of the left nostril now. Breathing in the left nostril. And switch to breathe out. Breathing in. Switch to breathe out. And in. Switch to breathe out. And in. Switch to breathe out. Breathing in. Switch to breathe out. If you can close your eyes comfortably, go ahead and do that. Breathing in, and then we're going to switch to breathe out and carry on at your own pace. If you lose track, never worry about it. Just carry back on. And don't feel like you're doing it wrong. As long as you're breathing in and out on one side. And then the other, doesn't matter. Last round. And relax your hand down to your knee again or in your lap. And breathe in and out just through your nostrils. Notice that air going right up into the back of your head and all around your skull, bringing light and warmth and energy everywhere, especially the places that feel like they need it. And let's take the hands to the mat. Tuck your toes under, come up into downward facing dog. So we're not messing around, we are straight into the down dog. Straight into Ardha Mukha Savasana. Send your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Let's really stretch here. Take your hands wherever they need to be. You'll know your own preferred measurements, if you like, your own setup that works for you. We want to get your chest moving down towards the mat, towards your feet, shoulders wide, pressing into your fingertips as well as the palms of your hands. And then think about your sit bones. Send them up towards the ceiling and send them back as well. So if somebody was standing behind you, just gently holding onto your hips and pulling you back. So lengthen in the sides of your body, lengthen across your belly, pressing your heels down towards the mat. Now that's either going to feel absolutely delicious or it's going to feel tight and tricky. Try and relax into this posture. We're going to hold it for a little minute or two, or maybe not two, don't panic. Settle in. And you know that whenever you're in a posture in yoga that you are finding difficult for whatever reason, then just bring yourself into Balasana. But if you can hold, let's hold for 5. Don't forget to breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up onto your tiptoes. So stay where you are. Just sending your heels up, lengthening your legs up on tiptoes. And then look towards your hands and pivot forward. So you come into a lovely plank. Right, so no bum sticking up in the air. We are planks. We're nice and straight. all the way from your heels to your shoulders. So we're not sticking bums up, but we're also not going to be a banana bendy plank, so nice straight plank. No collapsing in the middle either. A little bit of strength work here because we did a lot of breath work to start with. So we're going to keep our cores nice and strong. Take the right foot, lift it off, and bring it into the center. Bring your left foot into the center. So your feet will now be touching, hopefully, big toes touching. And maybe your ankle bones or your heels. So feet are together. And then we're going to take the right foot back to where it was. Just a tiny movement, and the left foot back to where it was. Well done. Bring yourself down to your knees, coming into a tabletop position. So we've still got some good expectations from the shoulders here, but we've taken the core out of the equation just for a moment. So keep your gaze roughly between your hands or just above, so that we have some length in the neck. We're going to come into gun dog. So press your weight into your left palm, and we're going to lift the right. So lift your right hand off, swoop it forward, and stretch your right arm out in front of you as if you're reaching forward for something. And notice how the dynamic has changed, of which muscles are working. Your weight distribution between your knees will have changed. Nice, deep, slow breath. Reaching forward without changing anything else. I know it's a challenge. You can do it. You are doing it. And then bringing that right hand back, placing it back down, and finding that equal distribution of weight now between each hand and knees, and a little bit in the feet. Okay, we're ready. We're going to go on to doing the same on the other side. So moving your weight into your right hand without shifting. So anybody looking at you wouldn't know what you were doing. They wouldn't notice. And then lifting your left arm off, left hand off, reaching forward. Lifting up as high as you can with your right arm, reaching forward. Well done. Keeping everything else very steady. Keeping your breath slow and deep and steady too. Lifting up out of your right arm. So sending that shoulder up towards the ceiling. And then taking your left arm back down. So when I say lifting up, it's just so that you're not slumping down. You want to lift. So you're in your tabletop. Imagine that somebody's just got you by the middle of your bra strap and they're gently lifting you up. So there's a huge difference. You could be down here or you could be lifted. So let's be lifted, because then we're going to be using the muscles that we want to be using, not just relying on our bones to be holding us up. Okay, so gun dog, that was just a warm up. Now we're going to go arm and leg. So putting your weight into your left hand, right arm comes up and left leg comes up. Don't try and do right arm, right leg, unless you want to give us all a giggle. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't giggle if you fell over. So reach, 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 reach. Think about that core, beautiful, stable core. Well done. Breathe. Well done. 5. You can do it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, gracefully bringing yourself back to your tabletop. Okay, and this is the last one. If your wrists are getting tired, lift that shoulder away from your wrist. So this time, weight into the right hand and the left knee. Here we go. Arm up, leg up. Squeeze your glute. And I say glute because it'll be probably the right glute that you can feel working here. Don't tilt your body if you can help it. So it almost is if you had a nice glass of water balanced on your back, it wouldn't spill. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the hand back, bringing the knee back. Take your toes together, take your knees out to the sides and send yourself back. So we're coming into a lovely balasana, and we're coming down between the thighs, between the knees, taking your forehead to the mat if you can. If that's not comfortable, you can always stack your arms one on top of the other and rest your forehead on your stacked arms. So you've got lots of lovely room for the belly. You can still breathe nice and deeply here. Taking your hips to your heels and taking your chest low, low, low down to the ground if you can. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more of a challenge here because I know you love a challenge. Reach forward, and you're all on mute, so you can't tell me if you don't want to do a challenge anyway, which is great. Send your hands forward, and then we're going to come up into a plank again. Come on, find that strength. So this time, think about your heels. So we're pushing the toes into the mat, and I want you to rock back. So push yourself back with your arms so that you're stretching out your Achilles. Can you feel that? Brilliant warm up for downward facing dog. So push yourself back, and then we're going to rock forward. So this time, control it with your feet. Come up onto tiny tiptoes and then back again. How much movement can you get? I'm going to do 4 and 3 and 2 and the last one, 1. Bring your knees down to the mat, and then let's come into Ashtanga Namaskar. So bending your elbows, bringing your chest and your chin down, leaving your bottom up in the air, and then swoop forward. And I've run out of mat, so I should be moving back. So there we are. Right, we're going to come into Shalabhasana. A little bit of locust, a little bit of work on the back. If you hate Shalabhasana, you're very welcome to do Bhujangasana or Cobra instead. Otherwise, be strong. Let's do it. Lift your arms up, lift your hands up. I don't know why, but I find sending my fingers as far away from each other as possible somehow helps this posture. And then we're going to lift up the legs as well. So what's happening here? We're moving our arms and our legs. We're using the muscles in our back and our glutes and our thighs as well. So some huge muscles there working. Really good for working the whole of the back of the body. Entire posterior chain at work and in action here. Think about the back of your head lifting towards your heels lifting up, and relax. Whew, well done. So let's come into Makara, our lovely, lovely crocodile. One arm stacked on top of the other, and your forehead gets to rest on that pillow. And take a breath. Well done. Nice, deep, slow breaths here. Okay, so that was the whole posterior chain active, contracting. And this time we're going to do a very similar movement, but we're going to be stretching out the front of the body and not really engaging the back at all, because we're going to be doing everything with arms and legs. So bend your knees. I think you know what's coming. We're going to come into Dhanurasana, a bit of bow. So hold on to your heels. Now you'll know your body if you're a one side and not the other at the same time person, then do one side and then the other. So you would just hold on to one and release the other. If you can do both, do both. So shoulder blades together, bring your shoulder blades together, bring your elbows towards each other. Lift your chest off the mat. So we are engaging the back right now, but we're going to transfer that into it being leg and arm work. So lift your thighs off by pushing your feet away. Hold on nice and tight. So a lot of work in the legs, and we're stretching out front of the body. So lift your head. Get that length in the throat, neck. Lift, 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 lift. Don't forget to breathe. And relax. Come back down. Bring your forehead to the mat. Keep hold of your feet and pull your heels into your hips. Push your hips into the floor. Can you feel how that changes? So we're holding on to the heels or the feet, pushing the hips into the floor, and you get a lovely stretch all the way along the fronts of the thighs, and release. Bring your hands either side of your chest, push your tops of your feet into the mat. So we're engaging the legs, engaging the glutes, squeeze the muscles in your bum. Lift the back of your head towards your heels, lifting up with using all those lovely muscles in the back again, and then pressing into the palms of your hands, lifting up into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Your gaze point is tip of nose, soft, unfocused gaze, drishti point. Breathing in and out slowly and deeply. Take your shoulders down so they're not up by your ears. And enjoy that lovely stretch through the front of your body again. And then we're going to come into downward facing dog. So tucking your toes under, lifting your hips, lifting your heels. Not lifting your heels, sending your heels down towards the mat and lifting your hips right up towards the ceiling. So back into downward facing dog where we started. And then walking towards your hands, come into an easy forward bend. Uttanasana, easy forward bend. Hands on your feet or on the floor, allowing your head and neck to be completely relaxed. We want to encourage that inversion, the blood flow to head and neck and face and hair. Think about feeding all those parts of your body where your blood has to fight gravity to get to. You are now allowing it to easily race around and do what it needs to do. And we're going to slowly come up into a chair. So take a little space between your feet if you need to, if they're right close together. And we're going to straighten the arms, bring them in line with your head, and sit back. So send your bottom out behind you, squeeze your thighs, use those lovely strong thighs, arms either side of your head. And breathe. This is a good time to think about what's happening with your pelvic floor. So we can squeeze and lift. And then we're going to come back up to standing, all the way up to standing and into Tadasana. Tadasana is mountain pose. So take your feet so they're directly underneath your hips. Your weight evenly between the fronts and the backs of your feet. So weight into toes, weight into the outer edge of your foot, and your weight into your heels. Relax your knees. And tilt your hips so that they are absolutely even. So if you're someone that tends to have your hips tilted forward, tilt them back, and vice versa. Just bring your hips into a nice level, easy position. And then we're lifting up all the way from your belly button up to your sternum, and then up to your throat, lifting the neck and taking your shoulders wide, bringing your shoulder blades into a relaxed and even position. Palms are facing forward. And this is Tadasana, mountain pose. Think about really making yourself as stable and as strong as you can in this position. So from mountain to tree, bring your weight over to your left. Bring your right foot. Now 3 positions. You can start here if you want, or you can come up to just below your knee, or you can bring your foot up right into your groin. So choose which one you prefer for today for yourself. Whoops. And I'll try and not fall over. Maybe I need to get a walking stick or something today. I don't know quite what's got on. And lengthen through your body. If you've got the wobbles, focus on a point ahead of you that's fixed. Stick the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, or take your arms wide. But you all seem to have beautiful balance. It's just me having a wibbly wobbly day. So standing leg, squeeze that thigh as hard as you can. Well done. And always take yourself to a position where you can grab some furniture or grab a wall, if that helps. Just knowing it's there is so useful. And if you're having a very easy day of balance, then you're welcome to try and close your eyes. The interesting thing with yoga is often the challenge is in staying still, not in moving. Okay, now we're staying with this leg. We're staying working the left leg, giving it a good old challenge today. If this is going to be okay for you, turn your foot so that you can bring it into the top of your thigh and take your knee down towards the floor. You'll need to squeeze in the right glute here to get pressure to push this foot into your leg by taking your knee down and out. I'm holding on, so hold on to your leg if you need to, or your foot if you need to. If you can let go, then you can let go. And we're going to gently fold over. So if you can let go, then you take both arms up and out in breath. If not, hold on with one, and we're holding on. We're holding on with the left and raising the right. Okay, now we need lots of lovely control here on an out breath. We're going to fold forward. Slowly, all the way down into a nice easy forward fold with that right foot pressing into the groin. And breathe. Keep your knees slightly bent. Don't lock the leg. Well done. Bend as far as works for you. And then we're going to slowly come back all the way back up to standing. And we're going to release. So standing leg will probably be pretty tired now, so it gets to have a lovely rest as we challenge the right leg. So foot beautifully set up with that nice even pressure everywhere along the sole of your foot that's touching the ground. And then the same, whatever you did on this other side, do on this side. So we're going to take the foot up into the groin first. So heel up, toes down. Try and keep your hips level. Find whatever it is you need to balance. And lots of lovely length in the torso as well. So stay strong and tall and long. Lovely. Well done. You quite often find one side is wobblier than the other. So standing leg shouldn't be locked. So if you've got your, just release your kneecap, a tiny little bend in that standing leg. Okay, now we're going to add on. If you're happy here, stay here. If you want to add on, turn the foot so the sole of your foot is up facing the ceiling, knees pointing down. And if you press your knee down and back, that pressure should hopefully keep your foot where it is. Otherwise, hold on, inhaling up and then folding forward. So you don't have to fold forward a long way. You can fold forward and reach halfway, or you can come all the way down towards the ground. Quite honestly, it's much easier if you've got your hands on the ground. And just remembering not to lock the standing leg. And breathe. Well done. Beautiful balancing. You're always free to come out and come back in. And then coming back up to standing. With or without a little wiggle. I did a little wiggle. Arms out and release. Let's take the legs really wide. So nice wide stance. As wide as you can. Hands to hips, and let's fold forward. Just halfway. So sending your hips out behind you, lifting your kneecaps up towards your hips. Think about your feet. Are you gripping onto the floor with your feet? Relax your toes. And then let's fold all the way. Prasarita Padottanasana. Wonderful posture. And let's enjoy it. So relax your head. Let your head hang, dangle, be completely at rest. Right hand to right foot or right calf. Left hand to left foot or left calf. All right, so take your hands to the floor in front of you, or just under your head. So they're in the middle, palms flat to the floor. And we're going to walk the hands forward. So your back and your head will come up. It's almost as if you're in a wide-legged tabletop position. And your hands are very close together. And now we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So bring your left hand directly underneath your face. And take some weight into the palm of your hand. And we're going to swoop open with the right hand and lift up towards the ceiling. All right. So legs are still nice and wide. Toes are pointing forward. Right hand up towards the ceiling. Keep your hips level if you can. Let's get that twist in the back, not in the legs. And you've probably got quite a lot of weight going down into that left hand. If you can, come up onto fingertips. Take the weight out of your hand. Take the strength back into your legs. And breathing. So to change sides, if you're up on fingertips, let's just bring the right hand down. Swap hands. So put your right hand where your left hand was. And then let's swoop that left arm up, out, and up. A lovely twist. looking up to your top hand if you can, and taking a little bit of the pressure off your fingertips. And then bringing your left hand all the way back down. Walk your feet in. And then gently uncurling to come back up all the way to standing. Well done. We're going to come into a squat, but we're going to go down slowly. So take a nice wide stance again. Let's come into a goddess squat. So legs are wide, knees above your ankles. Sitting down in that imaginary chair that isn't there. So take your weight into your hands a little. So you can straighten your arms, lock your arms, and then let's do a little bit of a slidey slide from side to side. There we go. So what are we doing here? We are gently moving the knees. We're having to keep our torsos tall, using those core muscles. And we're using the thighs. A little bit of action for the ankles too. Now, if you want to add on here and give yourself a little bit of a challenge, you can add in with the toes. If you want to take your heels off and slidey slide from side to side without your heels on the floor. Not quite so easy. And then bring yourself back to center. Walk your feet in. And come to a nice easy squat. Now, squatting, different for everybody. You might be up on toes. You might be flat on your feet. Whatever works for you. Try and bring your head and neck up and your torso lifted. If you need to have your hands on the floor, that's fine. You can still reach. And if you don't need your hands on the floor, then bring them up so that your palms are together. And you pop your elbows on the inside edge of your knees and bring your hands to heart center. So if you need to balance, keep your hands low, but we're just taking the heels in and the knees out. Well done. Don't forget to breathe and guide through your sitting down. So we're going to join, come to sitting. Take your legs wide. There we go. So legs nice and wide. Last bit of a twist. We're going to slide the right hand down the right leg. Find the toes or the calf, not the calf, foot, heel, something on your foot, anything on your foot. And then we're going to open up with the left arm and over to the side. Try and stay open here. Your chest facing forward, not facing the floor. And there's lovely deep breaths that we were doing right at the beginning. Find them again. And then we're going to come over to the other side. So lift up first, all the way over. And then the right arm can come overhead. Keep your right sit bone on the floor if you can. And then all the way back up. Bring your legs together. Last asana before we come to lying down. Paschimottanasana. So feet moving away from you, heels moving away, toes drawing back. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing your head towards your knees, bringing your torso towards your thighs. Breathing your way into this posture. So breathe, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. So it's almost like you're a pair of bellows. Last breath here. And then coming all the way back up to sitting and bringing yourself down to your mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a rock and a roll, side to side. Pressing into your lower back. Bring your knees in a gentle circular motion so you can feel your lower back pressing into the mat. And then as your knees come up towards you, your mid back pressing into the mat. And then let's change direction. If you've been doing a circle one way, go in a circle the other way. Just holding on to your knees. Then bring your feet flat to the mat. Feet flat on the mat. Palms of the hands flat on the mat with your fingertips close to your heels. We're going to come up into a bridge very briefly, sending your hips up towards the ceiling. Squeezing your glutes, using your thigh muscles, pressing down into your feet, relaxing your face and jaw, pressing the whole of your arm into the mat. Keep your arms absolutely rigid in this posture. Squeeze through your arms, squeeze everything, and then relax. Bring your knees into your chest again. Take your arms out to the sides, knees over to the right, head and face over to the left. Coming into a nice twist. And then exactly the same onto the other side. So head back to center. Skim your thighs across your chest, over to the left. Face looking over to the right. And bringing yourself back to center. So head back to center. Wrap your arms around your knees. Give them a squeeze. Bring your forehead up to your knees if you want to. And then come to your Shavasana. So today, make yourself comfortable. Put a cushion under your lower back if you want to. Whatever it is that you feel like you need, that's what you need to do. To lengthen your arms, lengthen your legs, lengthen your neck. Press your heels into the floor, lifting your hips up and placing them back down again. And the same with your shoulders. Lifting up your left shoulder and placing it down, lifting up your right shoulder and placing it down, making sure you have as much length in your spine as you want. Making sure you can be completely at rest. Well done. You've done lots of movement, lots of stretching, lots of breath work. And now is the time to make the most of all of that opening, all of that movement, and to maximize the benefits of your practice. So as you are lying in Shavasana, keep your focus on your breath, breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth, if that's convenient for you and it works for you. And making each breath as slow and as deep as you can. Think of every breath as being like a wave, and as it washes over you, you feel yourself sinking a little deeper into that lovely state of relaxation and rest and ease. And as that wave moves away from you, taking the breath away, you feel yourself sinking even deeper, completely at rest, completely relaxed. And relax your feet. Let your feet flop out to the sides or in towards each other. Whatever feels comfortable, whatever feels relaxing and easy and comfortable. Relax your ankles and relax your calves. Relax your shins and relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Feel that all the muscles in your legs are at ease, at rest, soft, and at complete state of relaxation. Relax your hips. Relax the whole of your pelvis. Feel that you are completely supported by the ground, by the earth, and feel that energetic connection between every part of you that is resting on the ground and the ground itself. And relax your spine and relax your belly. And relax your chest. And relax the whole of your back. Relax the sides of your body. And relax your hands. Feel that the palms of your hands are soft and open to receive all good things, all the energy that you need. And relax your wrists. And relax your forearms. Relax your elbows. Relax your upper arms. Relax your shoulders and your neck and your throat. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. Relax your ears. Relax your mouth and nose. Relax your forehead. Relax the whole of the back of your head and the crown of your head. And as you breathe in, feel that you're drawing in energy from space around you, from the ground, from the air. And as you breathe out, feel that you're sharing your positive energy, your life force with everything around you. You're sending out love and compassion and warmth, just as you receive exactly those things. It's a beautiful exchange with every breath. And with every breath in, you become a little more you, a little more serene, a little more secure in who you are, knowing that this is where you're meant to be this is who you're meant to be, and that you are the only person who can be you. Celebrating every little aspect of yourself, every facet, every experience, every connection, and every moment. Inhabiting your own life fully and with joy and with enthusiasm and with gratitude for all that you have, all that you are. And taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, gently coming to rest on your right side, gently curled, an easy, comfortable position, noticing your heartbeat, noticing your breath, keeping that sense of space that you've created within yourself, creating that calm that you have created for yourself, and creating that energy that will carry you on through your day, through your night, through your week. Positive energy that you have made for yourself. And closing your eyes still, keeping yourself in that space, bring yourself up to sitting. Taking your hands together at heart center, pressing them towards each other, noticing how strong you are across your back and in your arms, and your hands and wrists, pressing them in very firmly together. And relaxing. Let's brush the hands against each other, rub the hands, get some heat and warmth, and then cup them over your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently opening your eyes into that nice space. Take an inhale. As you exhale, floating your hands back to heart center. And as you inhale, feeling a sense of gratitude to yourself for bringing yourself to your practice. And thank you very much. I hope you have a gorgeously wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
You.
It was lovely.
Beautiful, Kate.
We made it. Thank you for being so
great.
patient.